After a nearly 3-hour hearing, the lone Republican on the State Board of Elections made the motion to remove 2 fellow Republicans from the Surry County Board of Elections. Former Surry County election officials Jerry Forestieri and Tim DeHaan challenged North Carolina election law.
In the current situation, gives a choice between following a broken system of reaction to court decisions, laws, number memos that can't be done without violating one or more of those for any county board of election member.
Attacked the man who filed the complaint against them, government watchdog Bob Hall.
I have a number of questions about Mr. Hall, a liberal activist who has 2 decades history of working improperly with the North Carolina State Board of Elections.
And once again questioned whether the hearing to remove them from office was even legal.
But there's no reason for us to be here. Mr. Hall has already stated in the hearing in Raleigh that we did not do anything wrong.
The 2 men who support voter ID protested North Carolina election law in a letter to fellow election officials shortly after the November election. They called North Carolina election law, quote, a grotesque and perverse sham of real election laws.
Their actions show that they cannot be trusted to administer a fair election.
Bob Hall, former head of Democracy North Carolina, testified today that both men violated their oath of office by failing to certify the 2022 election results and again failing to certify a special election in Dobson earlier this month. Stacey Eggers, the only Republican member of the state board present at today's hearing, says while Forestieri and DeHaan bring up valid concerns, the law is the law.
We have an obligation to follow the law, whether we like it or don't like it.
If our country ceases to respect the law, then we don't really have a country at all.
Forestieri and DeHaan offered brief comments after the hearing.
We took a stand for lawful, credible elections appropriate for the owners of this republic, we the people. I cannot apologize for that.
What do you think of them removing you?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
It's just
No, obviously not, but
members of the state board did not deliberate, did not discuss. They simply voted unanimously to remove the 2 members of the Surry County Board of Elections. In Dobson, I'm Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.